Yeah, so my very first video, we're going to talk about the latest leak in The Last of Us 2. Now, what seemed to have happened, rumors, is that someone, an employee at Naughty Dog, wasn't satisfied or he wasn't being paid for his work. So obviously he was pissed off and he decided to leak uh, what seems to be real footage of development of the game. So it's all out there, and I'm one of the people that stumbled on it and has seen it. Game developers have these things called crunch time, and apparently that's when a lot of the employees are overworked to try and meet a deadline. Now, if someone's being pushed to their limit, I think that's what the employee was complaining about. I remember it's rumored. If someone's being pushed to their limit to try to deliver something within a specific time target or work overtime, you best hope they get paid for their work. I mean, they should be getting paid anyway. And hearing a rumor like this from a developer such as Naughty Dog is actually depressing, because you wouldn't expect it from them, because it's an A star, it's a top developer. You wouldn't not be expecting to hear things like this with employees being dissatisfied, or there's misunderstandings, and apparently 70% of the people that developed the game, 70% of the employees that were originally there have left. A lot of them disagreeing with the direction the game was going. I remember most of these are rumored, but apparently, some of these things are true. And that is not a good look for a company at all, whichever company someone works for at all. If more than 70% of your staff, and some of these are like head executives and things, leave, you got a serious problem. A serious problem. Now, I'm kind of glad I saw it, because I was looking forward to the Last of Us Part 2, but now not so much. Now with all this SJWs and wokeness, all that's been building up over the last 4 to 5 years. It's going crazy, and it's affecting a lot of businesses in the industry, the movie industry, TV industry, the comic industry more recently, and even the gaming industry. All of these things are getting affected because these people are hiring the wrong people for the job, and we as the consumers are getting sick of it. I can finally talk on this channel and say that needs to stop. Look, what they're not getting is there's nothing wrong with diversity. There's nothing wrong with people being different. That is fine. And there's nothing wrong with having gay, lesbian, transsexuals in the product. That is fine. The problem starts when that's what you're using as a selling point to promote your product. That's when people are like, no, we are out. I am out. You can have a great character that is a lesbian. You can have a great character that is a transsexual. You can have a great character that is gay, whatever. But don't use that as a promotion to sell the product, because people are just gonna clock out. That's what these people don't get, and it's wrong and it's not fair. Because a lot of the time, that's only a small percentage of the people you're focusing on. That's what, 1 to 2% of the population. And another problem is, don't use that certain part of the group to try to bring down another part of a group. For example, don't say, oh, gays, lesbian, great, straight people, bad. No, straight people, good, gay people, good, whatever. Don't use one group to try to bash another group, or say, oh yeah, nah, women are superior than men. No, things don't work like that. It's not fair and it's silly, and people are going to get offended and get turned off. That's what people don't get. That's what these people in these industries don't get. It is wrong and it's offensive. It's offensive. So, back to Last of Us. So, images, gameplay footage, cutscenes got leaked, and people have been turned off because of the story. Apparently, a lot of major plot points has been revealed, and it's not great. It is not great. So, Naughty Dog, a well-established game developer over the last 20 plus years, have developed some of the best games from the original Crash Bandicoot, Jack and Dexter series, Uncharted series, and now The Last of Us. And unfortunately, The Last of Us has been tainted with some of those agendas. People don't buy these products to be preached to be lectured to. People that's what they don't understand. We're not gonna buy a product just to be preached to or try having a message forced down or shoved down people's throat. Things don't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Tell us about a good story. Tell us about great characters. Now, when Uncharted 4 came out a couple of years ago, there was a character named Nadine Ross. Now Nadine, you play as Nathan Drake, obviously, and Nadine, near this a couple of levels into the game, Nadine quite easily defeated Nathan Drake. She took him out. Nathan Drake barely got any hits on her. But when I was playing it, I thought, okay, that makes a bit of sense because Nathan Drake only learned to fight or street fight. He did not have any formal training, whereas the background of Nadine Ross suggests that she's had formal training there because she's in the military and she has her own army. So it would make sense that she knows how to counter, because Nate has not had any formal training, even though he's taken out people that's bigger than him in the past. But you could buy into that. So I did not think much of it. I did not think, oh yeah, this is trying to show, woman power over men. No, I did not think of that. I don't think most people didn't, but most people were like, oh, okay, I can buy that. It makes sense for the story. And obviously, her background got established in a spin-off with Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, with when she teams up with Chloe, who is a well-established Uncharted character. Makes perfect sense. But I mean, Nadine's design she was a bit muscular, but still feminine. You could tell she still had her feminine gestures and figures and things like that. She still looked nice. So most people weren't fun by that. Uncharted was a great game. Uncharted 4 was a great game. So when The Last of Us came out a few years prior, now I didn't play The Last of Us until about 3 years ago. I didn't play it when it first came out, but I regret not playing it because when I played the game on the PS4, I was really impressed. I was like, "Raw, why didn't I play this game?" I completed it twice in overall. I was like, "Raw, why didn't I play this game before? And why didn't I pick it up?" And I tried, and The Last of Us DLC. While I'm playing as The Last of Us, by the way, I did not see anything that suggested to me that Ellie would be gay. Nothing at all. But in the DLC, which is a backstory, she kisses the other girl, and you're thinking, I was thinking, okay, that came out of nowhere, but it is what it is. Didn't think much of it. So she's at the very least interested in female or bisexual at the very least. So come the next game, when they promote it, when they first showed the first promotions of the game, the cutscene, which is Ellie at the party and then talking to that the guy at the bar. We see Ellie kiss the other girl. We're like, okay, but that's for us. I didn't think that would be a red flag, but that's a little. Another red flag would have came in the form of when Troy Baker actually said, quote unquote, "Keep an open mind," or something along that line. He said, "Keep an open mind." When you start hearing things like that, alarm bells should be ringing. That's another red flag right there, man. Come a couple of about 2 years later, which is present time, what we're exposed to is you play half the game as Ellie, but you also get to play the other half as this girl called Abby, who is a new character. And how is Abby's design? Abby is a muscular woman or transsexual, rumored transsexual, who now this is what's pissing people off, who allegedly uses a golf club and beats Joel to death. A character that most people who love the game fell in love with, the main character from the first game. That does not serve the character justice. Having a woman who's almost portrayed as a man, be a fully grown man with a golf club. That is not going to go down well with people. And the way it was shown in the leaks. And Ellie, and you're forced, before that happens, you're actually forced to play as Abby on the second half of the game, apparently. Makes no, I mean, who in their right mind, I know Dog, thought this would be a good idea? Who thought this would be a great idea? Who greenlit this? Ellie is due to start a new relationship with one of the new females. I forgot her name, but they're about to start a new relation. They're about to start a family, should I say? Because the girl is pregnant with one of the other characters' baby. So that girl is at least bisexual, or she was interested in a man before, and she's pregnant. Now, don't get me wrong. It would make more sense for the story. I'm not saying this is how it had to go, but it would make more sense for the story if Ellie was at least bisexual or straight. Wouldn't it make things more understandable if she had kids, so that her kids possibly would also be immune to the virus, which could help save more lives? I mean, that's one way the story could go. That's just a suggestion. And yeah, I've heard many people say that, yeah, that would make more sense. And speaking of Abby, how on earth, based on the surroundings and what's been happening with the world, where on earth, if she's a transsexual, as it's rumored, where would all the technology for a transformation come from? People, you're in a post-apocalyptic world. Where would the doctors, where would the machinery still be for someone? That would be the last thing on people's mind. It doesn't make sense based on the surroundings. It makes no sense. Who in Naughty Dog's mind thought this would be a great idea? Who in the Naughty Dog executive, the leaders there, who thought this? Who greenlit this idea? People want to know this. I'm not the only one. Who thought this would be a good idea? Who thought this would go down well? Using a female, that's almost like and to beat up one of the characters, the main character, to death with a golf club. Oh yeah, of course. Why? To show superiority on women. To show that women are superior to men. Or is it because Joe is a white boy, huh? Oh, Joe is a white boy. Get rid of him! Get rid of him. Oh no, we can't have a white boy in here. No, that's not happening. I was looking forward to this game, but I'm not anymore. Yeah, I'm also going to have to wait for the reviews and things like that to come through. Originally, The Last of Us was meant to come out in February. It got pushed back to May. And then it got postponed to an indefinite release date. But after the leaks came out, Sony went ahead and said, oh, actually no, it's coming out in about just over a month's time, a month and a half's time. So sometime in mid-June. June the 19th, I believe. I mean, I'm sure most people have already cancelled their pre-orders. So, like, the damage is done. People aren't interested in it. Most people are not interested in the game anymore. And most people that are, they're probably going to play it. So they want to reveal to other people that aren't interested the secrets. And if the leaks are actually true. I mean, based on what people have seen, it seems legit. So either way, the company is screwed. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys for checking out this video. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Thanks.